and Crenshaw has lost his primary. And somewhat of a surprise, I guess, but in a way, because he became uh, controversial in some of his views over the past little while, and he did not receive Trump's endorsement. That definitely played a role in Steve Toth winning the nomination over him. However, well, so what are Dan Crenshaw's problems? I mean, the problems in the past, he voted to send money to Ukraine, as did John Cornyn. He publicly denounced any um, claims of the 2020 election being fraudulent or stolen, and he had continuously voted for uh, Republicans alongside Democrats to raise the debt ceiling, which was frowned upon. But also too, but going to the election results of not just this race, but also Jasmine Crockett lost pretty handily to James Tallarico. And because Tallarico is being cast as this moderate, even though he's trying to use quotes from the Bible and Bible verses to try to justify why it would be somewhat morally justified, and you could still be. He's trying to justify being pro-choice and being pro-abortion through the Bible, and really, that's not the way it should be. I don't care if you're pro-life or pro-choice. If someone's pro-choice, they should be pro-choice with a lot of exceptions. If you're pro-life, then great, but you shouldn't claim to be a Christian or a part of any Christian religion if you support abortion. So, because Christian faith is along the lines with being pro-life, and if you're not, then if you want to go by what the Lord and God would think of you, that's being pro-choice is a no-no. So, and Jasmine Crockett is somebody who is really a part of the squad, even though she doesn't want to say it. She is far left. She's not very articulate and doesn't present good policy positions. She's just towing the line of what the so-called Democratic Socialists want in the party. So therefore, being that she doesn't have mass appeal, James Tallarico was the clear winner here. And then we have the whole Brandon Herrera and Tony Gonzales thing, which really, it's pretty crazy that this is even going to a runoff. And I say that because not only has Tony Gonzales been hit with a scandal, but Brandon Herrera seems to be a good candidate, and you would think. I guess though it is hard to outseat the beat and incumbent, so I'll give him that. But Trump needs to come out and give his endorsement to Brandon Herrera. We don't want, even though this seat is still relatively Republican, it's relatively safe. We don't want to play any chances because Tony Gonzales had this affair with this staffer, and she went ahead and set herself on fire, and then now she's no longer with us. So, that's a bad situation there. So go ahead and endorse Brandon Herrera. And so that we ensure that we get this seat because we don't want to lose it. And I'm talking about John Cornyn, but I asked our friend Grok about Cornyn's history. So, like I mentioned, he has voted to incentivize red flag laws, which I don't agree with, because anybody could be like, okay, well, when you were a kid, you went to a mental institution or you went to a clinic for the mentally unwell, like especially because I think they separate like regular adults from kids. So like, you could have anything. You could be like, oh, this person had a drug problem in the past. Don't grant him access to firearms. You could see like, well, this person had a diagnosed mental disorder back in the day. This person was an alcoholic. Anything they can use to take away your rights, and we don't want that. So, and also too, I mean, Cornyn has voted for the omnibus spending bills, as Dan Crenshaw has done, and I'm not sure if we voted to raise the debt ceiling or not, but we see the similar pattern here of what the neocons do when they continuously fund foreign wars off the taxpayers' dollars and are in cahoots with the Democrats on this issue. And we see John Cornyn and Ken Paxton go to a runoff, but all I can say is get out and vote, and I would encourage people to give their support to Ken Paxton, as he's been a great attorney general. He's always fighting for what the Republicans want to do, whether it is challenging the election, putting things up for debate, and filing stays within courts that overturn Texas rulings. So he has done a great job as Attorney General. I don't think he'd be a great senator. So that is all I have to say for this video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos.